In the example above, we've been using our computer as nothing more than a calculator. Now, the next logical step forward is to use it like a calculator with memory, and for that we need variables. Defining variables in Python is as simple as can be. You just name it and you assign to it a value using the assignment operator, which uses equals. So this assigns the value 2 to variable A, the value 3 to variable B, so that the sum of A and B is 5. Now it's important to stress that this equals is an assignment. So a line such as this one makes perfect sense. Consider what's happening here. So A gets the value 3. When I print A, that will be 3. Then A gets the value of A plus 1. I'm reading this one gets, I think that helps. So A is actually 3 plus 1, that becomes 4. And that value gets assigned again to A, so now A is 4, and when I print A, I will get 4. If you have a mathematical training, you may not like this line. But actually, this is not checking or stating that A is the same as A plus 1. That would be clearly false. You have to read it in an active, operational way. This is an assignment. So you're computing, once again, the value of A, which is 3, adding 1, and you get 4. And you assign that 4 to the variable A. This is a more compact notation for the same operation. Again, modifying the value of a variable by adding a certain quantity and then storing it back in the variable is a very common operation. So this shorthand notation exists in Python. And finally, our variable names do not have to be limited to one letter, and it actually makes sense to use variable names that have a meaning, because when the program gets longer, it'll be easier to remember what's contained in them. So any word will do. You can also use the underscore character. For instance, you could write something like that. You could write my height. You can use numbers. So for instance, if you want to store the square of the height directly in a variable, you could write something like height 2 equals height to the power 2, and then instead of dividing that by height to the power 2, you would have pre-computed that and stored it in variable height 2, so you could do that. And then this would work just the same as the other way of doing it. The only thing to remember is that the variable name cannot start with a digit, so digits cannot be the first character of the variable name. Finally, these two words following the hash character are actually comments, so they are ignored by the Python interpreter, and they are there for your own benefit. And it's a good practice to comment your programs extensively so that it's easy to understand when you go back to them what you meant to do with a certain instruction.